What's going on, guys? So in today's Shoky reviews, we're going to take a look at the RX-178 Gundam Mark II Aeug version. And it is, of course, the Gundam Mark II Revive HG from Zeta Gundam. Now, mind you, I haven't seen Zeta Gundam. I haven't seen a lot of the old UC Gundams. But hey, I know a lot of the kits at this point. Now, not long ago, we did the Barzam, which was more or less an evolved kind of version, a developed from version of the Gundam Mark II. And of course the Revive series is how they went back and fixed a lot of the things for some of their older kits. So this is not the first Revive I've done, but you know, we'll get to it. Also not the first Mark II I've done. As I've mentioned before, I previously did the Mark II Master Grade and really didn't dig it. Did not like the aesthetic. The build wasn't really fun, anything like that, so I don't have that one anymore, or else, hey, I could compare. But first, let's look at this thing. Alright, we got Hguc right there, Zeta Gundam right there, we've got the Mark II looking pretty awesome right in there. Here we have the Hguc in here. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's an Nemo. Could be wrong. You got some buildings and stuff getting all shot up, probably within a colony. Actually, very nice box art. I like to kind of weird light on metal, and you got some bullet deflections happening up here on the shield. I'm trying to remember, we brought up a thing about the color coded of the box. I don't remember if that was a thing. Maybe these are all Hguc kits. No, because there's one that's a yellow. But that's actually from MS8 Team. I don't know. I think there was a code somewhere that actually mentioned all that. But we have Bandai 2015, so it's got a little bit older, but still very nice kit. Now we come to the bottom. You've got RX-178 Mark II Gundam prototype suit. You got obligatory rear and front shot there. And come over here and it says some stuff there. I guess this is number 35 in the line. Just a quick little read up on the thing. Now mind you, there's a few differences between this guy and, well, here on the box, and then of course how it should look. So yeah, they give you a whole lot of stuff that's mostly in the frame purplish color that unless you do a lot of painting, it's not going to look like this. So fair warning on that. Of course, you get some nice action shots there. You got the tactical headphones. He's kicking somebody, swinging a beam saber. You've got Gimmick. You got a shield that can do things. You got legs that can do things. You have, I'm not entirely certain what he's showing off there. Yeah, and then you got all the weapons. You got gun, thing, all this. Then you come to this side, and you've got number 193 in the line. So I don't know where that 35 came from. 35-year anniversary? I'm not sure. Okay, so BandaiHobby.net. Yay, there. All this stuff. Repeat of box art. Bandai. And if you come over to this side, it's a little bit more detail on it. So you have all the info right there. 18.5 meters tall, 33.4 tons, 54.1 tons when loaded up, I guess. I guess it's unarmed and armed, and then you've got power output, stuff like that. So, Gunpla, yay, HG Universal Sentry. Another read-up right there that I can't read because it's in Japanese, and yeah, I'm not. Come over here, and you've got stuff in the middle. Little guy with the toilet. You come over here, you've got a little warning for your 3-year-olds. 1,500 yen. Nice, affordable kit there. And illustration is by one of my favorites, Morishita Naochika. Yep, Mark II. Still upside down. I know, guys. I know. And you know what? I didn't even realize it until just now. This is a battle scene in like a city, but up here it's in space. You've got rocks and stuff floating around. I just now realized that. So, yay. Dual box art. Gotta love that. Alright, so let's get to the build montage and see how cool this thing is. Alright guys, so now we have the Mark II built and out here. And I'm going to say right now, of course I kind of mentioned it in the box intro, there's a lot of this thing that I guess if I'd paid more attention to, I would probably went ahead and done the extra paint details. A lot of it comes down to the accessories, and then even some parts on the Gundam itself are a bit different. However, I didn't leave it alone. I didn't just do a perfect straight build on it. I tweaked it here and there, you know. Nothing major on this go around because it was a quick and easy kit and I just really wanted to get it done. Not even gonna lie to you guys. So real quick, there he is. Yay for Gundam. Let's look at his accessories real fast like we always do. We'll start up with the big one right here. And you do have the bazooka. Now this is of course just straight out of the box how you get it. And apparently it was all supposed to be different colors of whites and grays and all that junk like that. I didn't paint it that because honestly I didn't look, and I almost never ever use the bazookas. I always put them away. I never use them for anything. I don't really dig the look of the bazooka, and I totally forgot to panel line that at all. I like the fact that you do get an actual little camera sticker for it. That's actually good. Most of the time they don't come with those things. You do get the slightly movable handle. You can totally hold this just like you can any other weapon. Although I will say that hand is a little difficult to unpeg. But I'm not really going to complain about that considering how easy other ones completely and utterly come apart. Now you do get the standard kind of over-the-shoulder bazooka like so. You can turn it upward, maybe get a little more bend on it if you're really keen on that. So you get that. And it's not a two-hander, so you can't reach over and hold the other one. But you do get basic bazooka function. Now you do have storage for this. Actually you have storage for pretty much all the weapons. Come on, get in there. Now you got a couple options with this. And one of them is really silly, the other one totally makes sense. Now you can see there's a big chunky tab right there. And you have a slot on the side skirt, so if one were so inclined, you could totally just kind of peg it on. Okay, didn't want to peg on. Could totally peg it onto the side skirt, like so. Okay, it was doing it the other day, now it doesn't want to. It's being dumb. Okay, that's no problem going that way. Now, that's not really a real thing, but I think possibly it was meant for being able to shoot off the hip, no pun intended. But that's not really where it goes. You do get a cool flip down hatchy hatch right there. And there's a gap in there that I think in other kits probably is meant to plug other stuff in. But in this case, you just kind of hook it down here and you tuck the little top lip underneath there. And you get some nice bazooka storage. So I just set him back there with a bazooka on his butt. Take a quick look at the tactical headphones. So you've got the little camera right there. They give you the sticker for it. And whatever the heck that little gap is technically supposed to be. I always thought it was supposed to be a secondary camera. Now if I recall, this was actually supposed to be red, but I'm surprised they didn't give you a sticker for it. They gave you one on the Barzam. Now, I could paint it. I might paint it later. I don't know. Just for getting all this done, I did not paint it. Very nice molded detail. You got the big antenna coming around there. It's actually pretty good. Got a big open slot right there. I don't believe that's actually for anything. It's probably just for molding's sake. But then you have tabs on the inside that will go on either side of the head. And you just kind of put them in there. Try to line it up as best you can, because once you put them in there, you cannot see the slots. You just kind of have to guess until it tabs in. And there you go. Once again, that's something I don't really like to use. On the Barzam, it looks kind of cool. On this guy, it mostly just adds chunkiness to the head and actually limits articulation a little bit. Now, I get that it is, you know, it does serve a purpose, you know, in universe and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm not going to knock it. I'm just going to say I'm probably not going to use it. Why is he not wanting to stand straight? Okay, send it back again. We'll move on to his handy-dandy rifle. Looks really good. Once again, should be a couple different colors of gray on top of this purple. So down here should be gray. I think even the barrel should be gray and other stuff like that. But very nice looking rifle. I like it. This is a nice little ammo clip, which comes into play in a little bit when we get to the next thing. decent molded detail. I think I might have missed a spot or two. I like the fact that it's not perfectly symmetrical side to side, so you get different detail here to here. Of course, you do get the obligatory fold down handle. Whoop-de-doo. Camera sticker, because they made sure you have camera stickers for everything on this one. And it does go in the hand, just as it should, like any other weapon. I don't know why it just suddenly seemed incredibly quiet in here. And there you go, like that. And plug the hand in, just like you do. And now he can point it at you blindly. Just shooting blind. Yay! For that. And you also get weapon storage with this one. And it is actually the storage for the bazooka I was showing you earlier. But it does in fact work for this guy. So let's put the hand back together. Kind of wish they gave you multiple hands with this. So this is one of the ones that you don't get a nice expressive hand. So you have those same size tabs right there. And they do in fact plug the gun in. This one, the instructions totally show you to do this. Although I have found that it doesn't necessarily work. It doesn't like to work. So you can totally plug that in. Now see the handle's hitting the back there, so we got to flip it, turn it this way. And there you go. So now the rifle is stored on the hip, skirt. Whether it's going to stay there, probably not. Of course, I'm not going to display him that way. It's just an option that you definitely do have. Now, he does have beam saber blades, as usual. Look pretty good, looking very nice. Same normal pink beam saber blades. And this is like one of the nicer beam sabers. So they really wanted to keep the aesthetic of having the beam sabers come up and over the shoulder like normal, the original RX-178 did. And I don't know why that arm just fell off. That's strange. Just came completely unpegged. So you can get both of them off right here, off of their little movable thrustery thingy. They're just tabbed in very nicely. I think the MG Mark II doesn't necessarily tab in. I think they sit in their place. So you get a big slot right there, big tab over there. But of course, just for beam saber purposes, they work just as they should, and they slide very nicely into the hands. So you can get them to dual wield the beam sabers like so. That's not bad. I'm gonna get a picture of that. Did you guys see that? Nope. Okay. So pull this out. And last but certainly not least, you get his classic shield. Now this thing just, it seems to become like the shield for like everybody to have. Because I even think the REGZ has a shield almost exactly like this, if not exactly shaped like it. Obligatory red little spot there, blue big front down the front, yellow bits on there. And you do get a couple options as for mounting. So you get this nice 90-degree one. It's pretty good, except for the amazing stress mark that I put on it because I accidentally grabbed it the wrong way the other day and nearly broke it. So you just plug it in to the forearm like so. And then that actually gives you the ability to rotate it. And as you guys know, I prefer to have it on the side of the arm versus the back of the arm. I always thought that's a really dumb option. However, they do give you a peg for that. So let's once again pull this guy off of here. And unpeg it from the back. Whoop. I'll just go ahead and drop that. Set that guy aside. And you just, see it's got a little tiny kind of key on that. You just line it up and plug it into the back, like so. And you have a straightforward plug. Now one cool bit that I actually saw is you have spare ammo clips behind the shield. Mind you, you can't do anything with them, but that's what those are. I really like that molded in detail. It's pretty cool. Now once again, you can plug this into the back of the arm, though that looks stupid. I do believe the intended purpose for this is in fact more weapon storage. So in case you don't want to keep your shield on the arm, you can come back here and remove that little cover piece, and you have a big old hole right there, and you can just plug the shield on the back. Now if that wasn't done on purpose, then it was a very happy accident. So I'm going to set all this stuff aside for a second. Now, the other thing you can do with the shield is shrink it. Now, the original one, the MG that I had, it had a collapsing gimmick. This one, well, while it doesn't have a slider, can still collapse. So you just pull it out, you have the giant tab, you have a couple slots. So you actually just slide that right up in here. And now you have a nice compact shield on his back. And that looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie, I actually dig that. It's actually a very good looking Gundam. Alright, so with accessories out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at him closer. I don't know why I had him in a squatting-like pose. Like, I guess it's more like a launching pose, but I was having issues with it. Now, guys, you do get stickers for him as usual. Hold on, I gotta raise the camera up just a little bit. So you get the stickers, like you get the main camera sticker there, you get these small camera stickers on the chest. Now, you do get eye stickers, but in this case, I used the chrome eye pieces that go behind the clear plastic, and I painted, you're never going to be able to see this at this point, well, not without the light dropping down here. Yeah, it just doesn't work as well, honestly. But I did paint around the eyes with the black and left them clear with the chrome behind the eyes. So, you know, you can't really tell it's there. You can probably see it better on like an MG, but it is there. It is a thing it can do. So that's pretty good. Gotta love that. There's some good molded color separation between the blue here, the nice yellow bits right here on the arm or the shoulder. Same thing up here. You got the gray that is usually known for this particular generation of mobile suit. Now, something I'd missed, and I should have caught this, was those little vent thingies inside there should be painted like my favorite is dark gray ever. I can always go back and do it. That's actually not too big a deal. Now, back here on the thrusters, you can see I went ahead and hit that with my nice chrome pen. Of course, now I find out the insides are supposed to be red. I'm just going to leave those alone. There's probably a lot of different detail work that I missed, and I'm not too upset about it, honestly. It saved me a lot of time, and time was what I really needed on this kit. So, I mean, it looks really good. These parts on the backs of the knees right here, these hoses, those are the things on the MG that were actually covered in like a cloth, like a fabric hose cover. And that was one of the more annoying things about the kit originally. Just having to cut those bits to length and then insert them, it was just a pain. Alright, let's talk articulation real quick. He does have some. Now, instead of the standard double ball-jointed neck, you do have a ball joint up top inside the head. Although it doesn't afford you a ton of articulation. You can go all the way around, no problem. But then you have a hinge at the bottom of the neck down here, so you can do a lot of looking up, like so. Hey, what's up there? I don't know. Oh, one thing I did also, I removed the safety nubs from the V-fin, because safety nubs are dumb. Now, if you come down to the arms, you got these orange. Almost said orange. These little purpley frame bits right there that normally kind of rest inside the shoulder armor and will completely hinder your articulation. You can push up like that, so it has a nice upward swivel on both sides. If you pop it out just a little bit, you can get your all the way around normal polycap in the shoulder. No problem there. You do get this joint right over in here as well, so you can get, with a little bit of finagling, you can get a decent hi teacher. Hi teacher, my name is Gundam Mkii. Alright, so bring it back down here, and of course we already showed bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that are nice and chunky, although not 180 degrees, maybe about 160 or so. That's still very good in the articulation department there. Ball jointed wrist, as always, you get that. Now for the chest, I have an issue, but you can see he does get an ab, whoop, that's not the ab crunch, that's a hip fall off. Alright, so he does actually move at the torso. He does actually have an ab crunch, but at the moment, it's not wanting to work. Something is definitely hitting. Because you can see how it's got that recess right there behind the red part. And it will show it's a ball joint up inside that thing right there. it does work. It's just being very, very annoying. So more or less it wants to rock backwards more than anything, but it should rock forward, and it won't. So we've got swivel at the waist, but not all the way around. Front skirts are separated. You have to cut those. I left mine a little bit tight so they weren't just flopping around and they wouldn't just fall out like I've had on previous kits. Hip skirts are limited, mostly by the actual torso, so you're not getting a whole lot of height out of those. Butt skirt does not move. So forward leg movement is hindered a little bit, so you can come almost straight out. It's off by just a little bit because of that hip skirt. Go down, make sure your hips don't completely pop off, as they would like to do that. And you can get an okay Jean-Claude, but not very wide. He does also have, well, I thought he had some hip shimmy. He does not. What kid had the hip shimmy? That's weird. I thought it actually had the shimmy shimmy. It does not have the shimmy shimmy. But it does have the thigh rotation. Double jointed knee gets you to about there, not really any further, so a little over 90 degrees at best. No big deal. You've got a solid like hinge rocker right there in the upper part of the ankle, ball joint in the bottom, so you can get that foot all kinds of movement. You've got the chrome paint there on the thingies, pistons. And honestly, it's already like getting all cruddy. It makes no sense. It's perfectly fine. Nothing's rubbed up against it and starting to look cruddy. The ankle armor does swivel. You don't have any kind of foot articulation, like individually. What you do have is a nub that I completely forgot to remove. I'm not going to do it here on camera. I'll take it off when I do it later. No big deal. Alright guys, so all in all, I really actually do like this kit. I mean, it's very good. The Revive series is usually very good, I'm not going to lie on that. And, well, the Mark II, it definitely changed my mind on the Mark II as a kit. Now, this one will require some more paintwork, stuff like that, to be perfect, but, you know, it is what it is. Maybe I'll use this one as an example of just kind of straight out of the box, and then when I do the Titans version that I have over there, I'll go more all out on that. But before we go, let's go ahead and compare him to some of his other fellow machines. So we'll bring in the Barzam, which of course is more or less an evolved version of the Mark II. Uses a lot of the same technology and stuff like that. Of course, they don't share anything else. It's just a very, very different mobile suit. However, there's one thing that you can do that was advertised in the Barzam kit. Mind you, it's like actually much taller. I just realized that. I always said these legs were like 90% of its body. They're totally true. Alright, so you can actually take the backpack off this guy and put it on this guy. It's actually really cool. So if we come back here to the Barzam backpack, just give it a wiggle, and that's just plugged in those two little holes. And actually the Mark II backpack goes on much like a Master Grade and has a little slidey gimmick like so. It's pretty neat. Now you can actually swap the Barzam backpack onto this guy. Why you would, I don't know. It hits a little bit like right there in the middle, but tab-wise, it totally does fit. Now mind you, that's probably because you can put a different backpack on this thing entirely, but let's just set him over here for the time being, and we'll take the backpack off the Mark II, and you can see right here, it's got this nice little kind of tabby thingy, and it will just drop in and slot onto the Barzam, and that is very good looking. That is a very good looking mobile suit right there. And you even have your tactical headphones, though mind you, newer design. So that's actually really good looking like so. Of course, this looks like he's just got like a small cape on. This really works. And I like that a little bit better than the old hidden beam sabers in the hand. Now bringing out just another comparison. We'll bring in the local type from Origin, just so you can see the difference between RX-78 and RX-178. So, you know, you can see the obvious evolution. Of course, the local type is a bit different than a standard regular Grandpa Gundam, but hey, you can see a lot of the differences in the design, the much bulkier chest vents and stuff on this guy, higher, bulkier shoulders, knee armor is significantly different. And of course, much, squared off stuff here, a lot more angular on this guy. And I'll bring in something developed with and from. So here, of course, we have the old school Hazel custom. And this thing is really cool. You can see the definite design inspirations here. Hell, even the ammo clips are very, very similar. And of course, this is a Titan suit. This is not quite a Titan suit. This is the Aeug version. But you can see it. Even the actual rifle is very, very, very similar. So this is a short snub barrel. This is a much longer barrel, but almost identical in detail otherwise. I really do dig that. So, you can see the evolution of design here. How one thing came from the other. I mean, just look at the chest vents. That's pretty close, Other than the fact this is a single camera, this is dual camera, stuff like that. Obviously, this thing is much bigger, much more used for a lot of space battles. This thing, not so much. Though it would be fun to snag some of the stuff like the big shieldy gun thing, put it over here. Shield booster, I guess is what it is. But yeah. So guys, in conclusion, I would definitely say you need to get yourself one of these. Even if you're not a big Zeta fan. It's just a very good kit. It's a very good Gundam. And like I said before, it has changed my mind on the Mark II as a kit. I really do dig this thing. I actually can't wait to build a Titans version. That one I have not done. I saw the other one I did have was an Aeug version. So I definitely want to see where this thing can go. Plus, it'd be fun to keep going with the Titans kind of stuff so I can get the other Hazels done. Things like that. And then even the Blue Destinies, which aren't directly based off this, are more based off the ground-type Gundams. So that'll be more fun. I'm trying to get this guy into a decent pose to close it out. Turn your hips. Thank you. Like so. Alright, guys. So, as always, I want to thank my patrons. You guys are great. This was actually picked by Steve Middendorf from last time. So, here you go, Steve. Here's your Mark II. Finally done. Yay for it. And guys, of course, if I missed anything, let me know down in the comments below. You guys are actually really good about that. And if I need correcting on anything, you guys are good about that too. But as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next review. And remember, keep on building.